Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Let's continue to play this game together. If you want to play with me, send me challenge. I will explain our game in the stream, so you can also follow this stream and improve your chess, okay? Let's bring the knight out or not yet, because d4 will be hang. These pieces are attacking there. King h1, I'm trying probably check on c5 and then b4, okay? Okay, he's taking and now c file is open for me and for both of us, I will say. Բարև Արմեն ջան, լավ ես ախպերս? Let's go knight c3, try to trade that. And this file will be open. Probably we can bring the bishop out like that, because still this diagonal is closed for that bishop, okay? Let's see what we can play. Okay, if I take a4, just bishop will take, g2 will be under attack. Let's not let him do that. Also he has from f2 check, and also from g3. Okay, like this, he will take the rook and even from g3, okay? What should I play to defend all that? Probably knight back to attack on his queen and kick that. Knight f2 check, king g1 and both queens will be under attack. That should be trade. Հարմեն ջան, ապրես ախպերս, ես էլ եմ լավ. He prefers to check, only move king g1. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, that's with a check, I can't take the queen right away. This pawn is hang. But also my pawn on d4 is hang, so I'm happy to see he still can't take. Արմեն ջան, եթե ուզում ես խաղաս, իմ հետ ասա. Challenge ուղարկեմ կամ թեկուզ դու ու խաղանք. Այն անգամ ուղակի շուտ էի գնալու, չկարեցանք. Well, what we can do here? Because this diagonal is closed, I would like to go b3 and then bishop b2. I believe now I can't just knight d5, okay? f6, just I will take the knight, because if he takes my queen, just I will take the queen on the d8 and then, you know, with his bishop. But no problem, I will take. And because these some diagonals are open, I will try to bring the rooks. Just we need to be sure we are not blundering anything. Bishop b2, okay? That's why I said we need to open this diagonal for attack there. Because that was need to protect and that's closed, okay? He's trying to open check. Let's go knight back, because the knight was under attack. Hello, silent checkmate. How are you? We have check. Okay, after this trade, probably we're gonna lose the knight. Not that good, but I will try to bring my pieces on h-file, because h-file is a very weak for him. I think only weakness in his position. But there is no square that I can jump with my queen and bring rook back. Վերջում հարմար չէր կարանք իմել խաղանք։ Հա, եթե ուզում ես challenge ուղարկի ու խաղանք, հա? I don't know, probably f5, but if he takes, I can't take with a rook. I would like to take with a rook and rook h5, but he can do back checkmate here, you know? What if we sacrifice the rook? Oh no, queen is defending, but I won't take that. Yes, that was open. Արմեն ջան, չելենջ ես ուղարկում ախպեր, պետք է սպասեմ։ Ոնց որ չես կոմում, չէիր։ Let's open with Vienna Gambit and f4 after all this. If it takes, d4 square will be free, so I can jump with my bishop there. Let's take or not. I think we need to defend this a4 because after we will take, a4 will be unprotected after he will take the knight and queen h4 check. I'm not sure you saw that position in your mind, but anyway, that should be missed from me. Bishop c4. He's trying to take this pawn with a knight and force me to take with a pawn, so let's take that pawn first, even we are up a pawn. So I'm forcing his bishop to go back, because if he takes with a bishop, so I thought he would do that. Because now this pawn is isolated on d6. Okay, I'm gonna castle and my rook from f1 will do great job. Also, his king still in the middle. And he's even not trying to just think about it. He's very aggressive player also. Let's take with a rook. Probably we can sacrifice div knight. I'm not sure, you know. Our attack will be over if we take with a pawn on g2, so let's do that. I'm not sure, but anyway. Knight d5. I don't need to take, but if he takes, I should mate here. Let's sacrifice the pawn and bishop e3, because we are automatically activating our rook from a1. Okay, that's with a check. Ախպերս ես չեմ կարող ուղարկել, դու ուղարկի էլի։ Հա, ուղղակի չես կոմը, ասմա որ մեջը չես ու դրա համար անունդ չեմ գտնեմ։ Ռուբեն Ղազարյան, հա։ Եթե Ռուբեն Ղազարյան, հաջորդը կուղարկեմ։ Okay, he takes, so let's take with a pawn, so my bishop isn't doing anything on there. Okay, he's forcing me to trade. I don't like that, but anyway. Because h7 at the time would be very weak. Bishop back to also defend this pawn structure. Just c4, I will try to bring that queenside pawns forward because there are really good advantage. His queenside pawns are just double and this one pawn is isolated. So that's gonna lost. Ah, silent checkmate. Լավ ախպերես, դու ոնց ես։ Արմեն Բեգինյան, չէ, անունը հաստատ Ռուբենը չէր, Հայկ Բեգ, հա լավ, հեսա չես կոմնել բհեց, որ մեջն ես, հաջորդեք ուղարկեմ։ That's why I said that he needs to bring that really good pawn structure, but because now he hasn't. Let's take d6 pawn to also defend d5. Maybe I can try to go king h2 and trap him. Ha, հասկացա Ռուբեն ջան։ Rook d7 or not? Rook c7, and if he takes the pawn, I'm waiting for that. Or not. No, he can go f5 and defend. So let's try to use this open check. Let's see if it gonna work or not. Just king f8, okay, he plays. And what if bishop c4 and d6? d6 to open this rook. Okay, now I can't. Also from f7 I will try to take with a rook. Well, he's letting me do that. So from f2 he could defend, but he's not doing that. I don't know why. Let's check. King d8. Pre-move and take the rook or not. What should else we can do? If we defend, just our pawn will be lost. Just I'm not sure. I think I forced to take, but these queenside pawns I will lose probably. I think just I don't need this pawn because if I defend that, queenside pawns will be lost for me. Well, now I will gonna defend these pawns and push my king on that queenside, king side. Well, we are defending this very well. Rook d5 also won't work. e6. e6, just I don't know. Հեսա առաջի կարգինի մրցումներ եմ խաղալու։ Մի անգամ էլ էի, չէ՞, այդ է խաղացել առաջի կարգի։ Հա, դե լավ է, այս այլ առաջի կհանես էլի։ Երկրորդ էի, չէ՞, ինչքան հիշում եմ։ King or bishop. Bishop f7 force him to go forward and get this back line. If g5 check, I think he will gonna lose this pawn. Just if not, rook h8 even won't work. Just king g7 and that should be hang. But probably I'm gonna hang on h3. Okay, I thought about that, but that should be probably drawn position. That's not easy to win as black, you know. Let's just defend everything. We have +2 in every minute, so that's very easy to play. If his rook try to bring on g1 and try to take this pawn, just his pawn will be lost. That will be trade, but I think he can't win this. Just probably time pressure can help him lose my position. Let's try to still defend this position. I think we can make a draw. And I'm not promising win because if he takes just 2 pawns with even sacrificing the rook, I don't know that should be win or not. Just 1 bishop. That's probably should be mistake or not. Just if he takes. And that's 90% should be draw. I have 2 seconds. He's trying to time me out because... okay, I missed it. And if he even sacrificed the rook, his pawn on g5 can actually make a new queen there. I don't know why I missed that. I don't know, let's resign. If I even take, his pawn will be so faster. Hike John, hike back. Չէ Արմեն ջան, անունդ որ ասես չես քոմեմ, կուղաշ կեմ։ Մտած մեի հայք բեկնա անել տեն մեմ անունը Տարմենա։ Լավ ա որ մեր հայ էցել շատ կան խաղացող։ Բայց որ մի հատ անունը տասես։ Probably he isn't in the game, so let's play. Like Sicilian defense, okay? If he takes that, probably should be not the best move, but even not mistake. Because just this pawn on c5 would be very weak, so let's be in our mind that c2 pawn were there, and also queen c2. Probably in the future rook c1 won't work, so he will gonna lose that very fast. That should be trade, okay? But the idea is, if he d5 pawn wasn't there, just I would have really good center over there. He disconnected, probably. That should be win for me, but he played. Always idiot attacking moves, so I'm thinking a5, and because I have to take with a pawn, and because he will do if I not. Okay, and a5, he's trying to take on c5 probably. That's why I defended that, okay. b5, b4 to kick the knight. I think his knight isn't doing anything great, but anyway. Probably b5, c4 could be moved to block his light square bishop over there. Can I play that or not? I think I can't make something from there, so I'm trying to go knight x6 and b4. From b4, that's the only square that I can jump, but also that should be great square for my knight. He can't kick with a pawns because that pawn on c2 is already isn't there, and a4 pawn is overextended. And even I'm not gonna take his bishop because his knight will be like my knight, so I'm trying to jump. And he will defend so much squares on it. I don't like that. Let's wait, he will take, and we will take with a queen or knight. My knight is forward and d7, but it isn't doing anything there, you know? Because if my knight were in f6, a4 and d5 was defended. Just what should my knight play in that position? So I would be happy if I bring this on e5, and you need to bring all the pieces in the much good square to have activity, and when you have activity you can create plans. Okay, see, I forced him to take with a bishop, and he lost 2 moves to go back and take, and I even opened this a file. So what if c4? c4, just I'm trying to take this pawn on c4. Okay, I will lose b4 pawn, but I have bishop c3 check, and if he takes with a knight, his rook on b4 will be lost. Probably he saw that. Just rook b4, I will sack the bishop and take the rook. I will be up exchange, but the main thing I tried to do, because his knight is really good there, I'm trying to take this a4 pawn, which is really good defending the knight. So even in this position he can't even castle. What if I check, takes and lose my queen? Okay, let's not do that. Knight a3, he can castle. Ah no, he can't castle, because queen isn't protecting g1, but knight in his turn is defending f1. g2 is hang. So what if bring another rook, because you need to activate less active piece. Rook c8 from c2 probably check, and that should be a little bit hard to defend it. That c2 square. So we will see. His position is a little bit bad, because even I will say I'm not up anything, just not even a pawn. But see, I castled early and my pieces are hyperactive. Just see that bishop. He can't do anything. For example, if he needs to go back, defend this pawn and even knight c3. I will say his position is very bad and he has to do some forcing moves. But at the time I am saying what you need to play, okay? That's called forcing moves. And like that I am bringing my position in a really active. What if I check from c2? If he takes with a queen, his rook will be lost. So if he not take, he has to move the king and he can't castle. Okay? Let's do that. I like that sacrifices. And how I said. Yes, really great move. I think I need to do that right away. And my knight is still protecting, so bishop h6, another check. Bishop c3, just... I can't take the queen if he takes with the knight, that should be open check and his queen will be unprotected. But the knight would be under attack at the time, you know. Let's sacrifice the queen. I could even take the rook on c1. So yes, I sacrificed the queen for a knight, but if he takes, I have from d4, and I will take his free queen, I would be up knight. Okay, the stream is a little bit, just how can I say, slow. So I saw your moves a little bit later. But anyway, I won this. You saw probably how I sacrificed the queen there for the knight and I took it back. Okay, he's trying Alien Gambit French variation. Let's get bishop on b4, so I'm forcing him to defend and I can castle there. And at this time he can't take on f7. Just he can't, that should be down a piece for him. Knight c6. You don't need to learn openings, so just play moves which you think that should be really the best in that position, okay? Knight c6, and what is this move giving to me? a5 or not? If I take the pawn and trade h7 check and my queen will be unprotected. He's trying to trick me, you see? Let's kick the knight from here. Probably a4. a4 I can take the pawn, because if he takes... Okay, I tricked him. Because if he takes from h7 he couldn't check, how I said some moves before that. With a check. Okay, this is open for him, but if I take I would lose that queen, so let's attack with a rook, and I would like to bring my bishop on f5, pin his queen and bishop with my rook. Knight back a5, so probably a4 could be even threat. Or bishop f5, that's also threat. I'm trying to pin this, and take a figure from there. A4 is a threat for sure, because his queen would be hang. A4 he will take with a bishop. And we will see. Let's sacrifice the pawn and bring the rook. Then try to bishop f3. Bishop f5. That was a little bit unexpected. Ah, okay, I can't just... Let's see this position. I should be okay at this time. If he checks and from h8, he will gonna lose his bishop. I saw that position because queen h8, just I will attack on his rook, on his queen with my rook, and then his bishop will be hang, his rook will be hang. If I even take this rook, from h1 will be hang another rook. That's why he castled, very clever. What should I play? He's trying to go there. Let's go bishop a6. I like that move because his rook can get that a7 square. So I would escape. And there is really good that he hasn't back black square bishop, because if he checks somehow, just my position should be lost after that. Just because see that dark squares so much there. He can even now h8 check, but I'm not sure I will blunder anything. Probably he's trying to bring his rook on b1. I think other rook will be great, because this rook is defending. So even now I could take, but because a7 will be hang, probably first I need to go a6 and then take this pawn, but even my position will be a little bit overextended, and he misses his queen very far, and that was very tricky. Let's bring the rook, but first we need to be sure that somehow he can't attack. Example, okay, this check just won't disturb. Knight will be tricky, so I'm following knight moves. Knight a5, won't work, these all squares are defended. Just h4, but that just deactivate, but even g2 will be protected. And knight d2, why not? Because this will protect it anyway. Let's see how he can play this under attack, probably bishop h3. Well, he missed his mate, but anyway, his position was a lost, okay? Let's send him rematch. I would trouble there. Well, let's play another 3+2 game. If anyone wants, send me challenge. Okay, we have Caro-Kann defense. Very good. Let's play Alien Gambit. Okay, he's playing main line c3 because this d4 pawn will help us so much. You will be sure why. he can't take with a knight, because you may think that that's over attacking from him, okay, but that just can't happen. Because bishop d3 check will follow him everywhere. I can castle and knight a5, force him to take. Okay, rook a1, and then if he takes f6, knight will be kicked from there. Well, coach me, I am lost when it comes to chess. I'm stuck at 450 alone rapid. I will say not bit elo, but that's elo when you need to just try to calculate more, you know. Just how can I say? You need to see all forward moves, try to see 3 or 4 moves in the what will happen, okay? For example, he knows his knight in the threat, but if he moves just I have check, you need to calculate that. Just king f7, queen g6 check, and g7 will be lost, okay? You need to calculate all that moves, and you will be so much higher rated than you are now. Well, that's why. Just if you are seeing one move or 2 moves, try to play more rapid games and calculate all that things. Just because you see what I am trying to do. My bishop isn't doing anything great, so I'm thinking bring it on a3 and attack on this file. I will kick the rook, and at the time I can probably bring my rook on that f3, because I want to go there and from f7, okay? That's why you need to understand and play even good plans. Any chance you review one of my games, please? Okay, I will do that. Even if you want, we can play. I think that should be really good, because I will review our game, okay? Find me on chess.com and let's play. We will review that game. And you can see that stream, if not at the time, just after our game. You can see in that stream, okay? Just after we will play. I think that should be okay. Well, really good. I will wait. And the only thing that you need to see, what is he trying to do? That's the question that you need to say to you before moving. He's trying to bring his pieces on that king side and probably weaken some squares. Thank you too, bro. So he's trying open attack and g2 will be hang. So what if rook g3? This should be okay. Now he couldn't do anything. My queen was under attack, but even his. And I kick his queen back, so now g7 is under attack. So my position is a good there, you know. Հաջող Արմեն ջան, լավ խաղացիր ախպեր։ Մալատեց։ Համարյա կրվում էի, բայց let's bring the rook on c1, because when you are seeing open files, you need to bring there it that diagonal. So rook c7. You don't need to let me do that. Okay, the knight is defending, but I will try to remove, which will be hard. Probably I can't do about that, okay? My bishop can't hit the knight, and I haven't even pawns to hit that. So let's go h3 because I'm trying to bring my rook on c4 and then g4. Well, now I can't, but because I sacrificed in the Italian gambit, and I did mistake probably, I don't need to just trade pieces, okay? Անուշադիր եղա։ Հա, մի անուշադրության սխալը տեն մեզ չէ, ինչ էր կարա փոխի։ Բայց լավ էր, ոչինչ։ Rook g4 or h4? Probably now I can't sacrifice piece because I have just 3. So what if I am attack on g7? e5 is closed. I would like to just drop that pawn. Just give it to him. Because if my bishop even attack on there, that should be probably hard for him to defend. I'm trying to bring this on d2. Now I can't, but what if I can? To probably sacrifice on h6 or try to trick him, why not? Okay, this pawn is overprotected, so I don't think right away we can do something about that. Check. Always see attacking moves from that opponent. Okay, and how I said that pawns didn't need me, so I would like for him to take, and he did. What if I sack the bishop? Okay, let's see where he will go his knight. Probably the best square. I played only with 0 second. Okay, I didn't. My rook was trapped. I didn't like that. Brandon humiliation. Do you wanna play? I said that. Okay, send me challenge. Am I need to wait or not? Still I haven't any challenge, so let's play another one. Okay, a5. Let's not hang this pawn. Okay, I started this. If you are in a hurry, say about it. Just I will finish this game a little bit fast. If I go forward, just if I take it with a bishop, a4 will be hang. If I take with the knight, I don't know, that will be queen trade, and at the time I can't castle. Let's kick the bishop or force him to trade. If back just g5, I will take his bishop. That's with a check. I'm forcing him to go back. Probably d2 because a3, bishop a3 just... Okay, that's blocking central pawn from forward, but you know. Let's defend with a rook and bishop c4, bishop a6 to attack on that c4, okay? There is no good square that I can jump, sorry. I sent a request, and after this game I will send a challenge. Okay, thank you for that. I will wait. I think I see your friend offer. Okay, let's accept. Can I sack the rook if bishop back? Queen a7. Just bishop g2. Okay, why h1? I want to sacrifice my rook on a3, but and then take with a bishop, you know? Or with a queen, doesn't matter. That should be mate, so I'm trying to trick him. Even I can double my rooks. Not sure which square can I go and take his bishop. I'm trying to do that, which I'm sacrificed, and from queen e3 somewhere will be made. Because bishop h1 is... I can't understand that move. Why not g2 to also protect it with squares from me? What if we bring another rook? Yes, and if I sacrifice, I won't take with a rook. I will attack one more piece with a queen, and that should be hang. Okay, sorry, 1 minute. g5. Okay, he's trying to trade the bishops. The main thing that his bishop will be won't be just under attack, you know, from a3. Hello Fiji, how are you? But probably he missed that a2, just my queen was under attack at the time. I couldn't take queen h5. So there is really good attack, and I don't need to bring my queen back. That should be just for a loser move, okay? Good afternoon, Fiji. How's your day going? Let's force him to take because I am pressuring this a2 pawn very well. What if I take this and then queen h3, because I think at the time g2 will be unstoppable. Or not. Not. If he goes his bishop back, a2 will be hang, his queen will be under attack, and I would try mate there. But he has really much weakness in his position. Just f3 and h2. You will say he's protecting with 2 pieces. But rook a2. That's attack on his queen, and I'm trying to mate from here. Okay, that's with a check. But anyway, that's under attack, he can't protect. Just even rook b2, and somehow that won't work. Okay, h4 is, I will say, temporarily protected. I can take this pawn or g5. Let's play g5. I could take this pawn, not because for pawn, just bring another rook on that 7th rank. But I think if I open that h file, if he takes, he will should be mate. If I take, he will pin this, okay? Let's attack on his queen. So I'm happy to see he can't check and disturb my plan. And my plan is to take this pawn and see my position will be so good there. Just in the next move will be unstoppable mate with 3 or 4 variants. How he can defend? Probably positions like that you need to try check and defend. But because even he didn't even check, so I'm bulldozing his position. Very well played. What are you thinking about that? Brento Ohamilton? Okay, a little bit hard name. I'm waiting for you, send me challenge. Or you can say your username, I will send you challenge if you if that's a problem, okay? Are you here or not? Oh, okay, you sent me one friend request. Well, let's start to play with Sicilian Gambit. French Sicilian, okay? d5, I like that move because that kicking his bishop and forcing him to go back. And the chess rule is you don't need to bring your piece move 2 times, which I'm forcing him to do. That's not a mistake from him, but I like that. That time, if I were right, just bishop a2 or b5. Just because I'm forcing him a move with d5. Let's not take this. You may think that double pawns why you are not taking. But the idea is he's going to take, okay? And almost all the positions that works. Because center pawns, if they are double, you can trade at any time. That's 14th move of the game, but he isn't doing any mistake. He's playing really good, I will say. Just I think the problem for him is endgame. Because even people with elo like that, 400 and even somehow unrated player, endgame is a real problem. And there is very good chances that you can mistake and miss everything. Just even grandmasters losing for that end game, they can't be +3 as white and -3 as black, and lose because for end games not a problem, but you need to learn about end games more than some players. I'm seeing that because they get trick in that opening, they want to learn end games. I will say that I don't know very much and middle game, openings. I'm speaking about openings. Because when you are trying to find the best move, for example in the end game, you can use it also in your opening skills. I'm doing like that, you know? Well, knight h4. h2 is now isn't defended, but I would like to bring my queen like knight to attack on it. What if queen f6? The bishop is now protected, but the knight is also under attack. So I'm trying to go queen a5, even I don't need to take that pawn. And he misses the knight. So if he takes, h2 will be probably unstoppable for him to defend. Can I sacrifice the bishop? Okay, let's do that. If he takes just h2, and how I said, h2 is unstoppable. Well, he took the bishop, but anyway, I think queen h3. I will mate him from g2, or I need to just take that. I will be up exchange, but let's go queen g4. Queen g3. He will go queen g3 and defend that position, you know? If bishop f3, queen g3, let's take this exchange and try to defend this pawn from queening. That's the main attacking piece, I will say. That can make us some trouble if his knight can use probably about this pawn moving, okay? I will bring my rook's double there, and the knight would be a problem, I'm sure, but that's very bad he didn't take. That's very bad for him. Just the way you... just I can't understand You could take with a king if you want to bring your rook on c1. That because now I can even sacrifice the bishop for that pawn. And the bad thing is that that bishop would gonna lose anyway if you take. And queen g3 should be protectively moved. And because it's not he getting mate there, that's why I said people like that Elo 400 and 500, they need to just calculate, because he could defend that position with queen g3 at the time, but he needs to calculate just 2 moves, which he isn't doing. That's why he lost. We have Vienna Gambit on the board. What if take? Okay, f6 isn't just great because nothing, just Vienna Gambit is a really tricky opening because I'm trying to open this king side and I'm gonna trade, okay? Not trade. Just take this pawn. And the idea is if you castling, just your rook on f1 will do great job. Also f7 will be hang after all that. And he's missing mate in 1. That's why you need to protect that white squares. Not just open that with f6 or f5. That's not about that he didn't know that about opening, okay? If you just see that mate, there should be okay position, why not? That's why calculation is the best thing that you need to think about that very much. I had the stream up on my phone while playing and I can't see half your pieces. Okay, no problem now. I'm gonna f4. Okay, now I can't. He's protecting. He knows that I'm gonna play that. That's why he's doing that. But if bishop back, try to open this a file from my rook. Can I take or not? I think I don't need to just double my rooks, because when you are trading and that's not help you, that's gonna help your opponent. Know about that. His queen will be on f4 and hit so many targets there, also the pawn and the knight. What if I double the rooks, because I'm trying to take this pawn on f2 and his knight will be hang or not, just because that pawn was defending. Ah, okay. Bad or not? I know, I don't know. Just let's try it. Բարև Վարդ ջան։ Լավ ես ախպերս։ I would like to bring my bishop on a6 and take h3 because I will say his pieces is a little bit not doing great job as mine. See that rook and this knight also can jump to make some advantage there. Bishop a6, okay. Just bishop a6, I will take a pawn from there. I don't know what can I play. Let's think about this. So I would like to do that. And after this trade, I think he will do that. Bishop h3 should be a really great move. That will attack on this pawn. On g2 I will try to mate, and even his rook on e4 will be under attack if he trade and take with a rook, okay? How I thought, okay, he took with a queen, so he's forcing me trade, but let's not do that. Bishop f5, he has really good attack on his queen. And h2 will be hang. I think that queen h4 will defend that position. I'm not sure, but knight h4 can work or not, because in that position my queen would be under attack. So he played how I said. I would like to bring my rook on a4 and force him to trade, to attack on his knight. See, I am making attacking moves, try to take his pieces, and I'm even activating my position like that because his rook was doing great job. Probably he could try to check, I'm not sure, to make some advantage from there. I traded it. If I take, just I'm not sure, I will take a pawn from there and one another pawn, but there is very hard when you are playing with the knight against the rook, which I can't say about bishop against the rook. I'm gonna take this pawn, I don't need to trade. This d4 will be hang after I will get the trade, but anyway, his rook will be so bad at the time. His up exchange is sacrificing his pawns. Let's take rook c1, yes. This pawn would be under attack, he is not doing that. But what is he trying? He isn't seeing that. Pawn c1. You speak like Alireza Firouzja. Really? A lot of viewers saying that I am speaking like Magnus. As some person I say that I'm speaking like Alireza Firouzja. Okay, why not? I think that's he's your favorite chess player, okay? Really good chess players, I will say, Magnus and Alireza. Probably he knows something that he sacrificed all that pawns that I could take easily. Well, we have challenge. Finally. Hey Bobby, just little advice, don't reveal the monetary, except associate with viewers, cause most of the viewers don't care about it, so keep it a secret. Thank you for advice. I will do that. d4 and bishop d2, okay? Yes, d2 somehow we can just try to attack there. Bishop e2 and castle, okay. Castle, rook a1. His bishop is doing great job. I would like to bring this on h4 and trade this. But if I take h5 will be open. Probably he's trying to trade queenside. So he will has really good attack on my king side. I mean on my king. Why queen d8? I would expect it to f5 or just pressure my king side, which he isn't doing. No problem. And his pieces is a disactive. I will say that's not doing anything great. My pieces isn't that hyperactive, but anyway. Let's take to save our bishop like how I take that bishop on g6, okay? I don't need to see that same about my pieces. He's forcing me take, but why? Probably to bring his queen on that h4. I think I have to take because he will double my pawns there. c4, force him to go back, and probably d5 to open this center because his king's still on the center. He can't just take that pawn with a a6 pawn, and okay, that should be mouse click for sure. Let's take c6 pawn because that's with a check, and after that b7 will be hang. So I will defend this pawn, which I can't say about pawn on f7 if I take that somehow. Just let's see, king c8 we lose immediately. He will lose that rook, okay, which isn't doing really good. And probably c5 because d7 is defended. I would like to bring this pawn forward. I thought that I can bring the bishop, but why not just keep these pawns with each other? Probably after this c7 because he can take that pawn. And we don't need to take the knight also. c7 could be moved at the time, you know. But anyway, my pawn is doing great job. Oh my god. I'm quitting chess. That was so far, and that's why that was tricky, and he's gonna sacrifice the rook probably. Because if he not sacrifice the rook, that b7 pawn will be all the time there. He can't take it anyway, but his time is getting lower. Well, I blundered that so bad. Just his queen was so far, I didn't thought that will hit my queen. But can I win this or not? Let's see that. I think I'm going to flag. Fast player. Okay, my rooks What are they doing? What they are doing? Just I need to protect. Okay, f2. Why I brought my rooks there? Okay, let's lose this. I'm quitting chess. How I could lose game like this? Just we played very well. Just one mistake, okay? Yes, really. GG's, yes. I can't say about that game, but before that we played not that bad, you know? And Long Castle, okay? Yeah, so you joined stream for Mr. Right before Queen Hang? Ah, yes. Yes, why not? Knights just... Can I move my knights forward? Because I like to do that all my games. What's up? Nothing, just try to win this game before after that losing game, which was really bad. You saw how could I just... He took? I didn't expect it because the G file is open for me. So f3 even he can't castle, but if he castle, just that should be weakness, you know? Rook g6 to attack on his knight. I tried to trick him if he takes h7, just his knight would gonna trap there. Can I take? Let's take and play a5 because I'm doubling his pawns. And even check or not. Check f5, f4. And I will try to bring my bishop on a3. And also for keeping it f5, f4, okay? g2 will be hang if he moves the knight. Probably he's gonna play knight f1. These pieces are traded, so I would like to bring my king center, and he's helping me about that, so he didn't need to do that, you know? He's trying to mate or not, just that should be really hard. He needs to bring all that pieces into the game. Or he's trying to bring his rook on 7th rank. I'm not sure, let's see that. Just if he's bring his rook there, I think he will take all that pawns. I can even try to bring my rook on 7th rank. Well, he did. But I will say all his pawns were hang. I don't need to take this. Let's go h5 because somehow queenside we can defend somehow. But because he has very much kingside pawns, I need to defend this pawn for attack. Okay, he's missing the rook. And even a pawn, he needs to take with a king that time, which he isn't doing. h3. Knight g3 and if h1 here and check. Or let's make a new queen and take, and these pawns are gonna drop. My time is low, probably we will be time out there. That's why we need to play that pre-moves. Okay, I lost that pawn. Not a problem. Okay, that was pre-move which didn't be, you know. Just I missed that king b6 could work at the time. Let's play Catalan defense this time. So g3, and I will bring the bishop on g2. That's the main line for Catalan defense, when you are completely sacrificing this pawn on c4, but how you know that's temporary. Because that's not easy to defend. Probably the best defend about that b5 or I don't know. But because I would like to from him to play b5, this diagonal will be so much open at this time. And let's see. This won't work. a5 is a really good protected from me. We can even jump there with my knight. Queen b3, okay. b7 is hang. And I'm trying to knight a5. Probably I could even try to a4 because when you are sacrificing this pawn on c4 and if somehow he takes, I will say not all players taking that this you need to just defend that square, okay? Because he has really good attack over there. What if bishop f4? Maybe go back and we will see. These bishops are protected, that's not a pin, so I can't just use that as, don't know. a3, I will take with a3 pawn. Also, if you take just I will double my pawns, and if even not, just f6 he can kick that. If not, just my knight is doing really great job there. Let's kick the bishop back, also finally open this bishop way. Rook c1 and try to pressure this pawn. Let's see, can we take something from there or not? We have 3 attackers on there. Okay, he removes one, that's why I said that was a forcing move. This pawn is hang, but c6 also is hang. Not sure we need to take that after this trade or not, because still I want to keep that bishop, because how you see that diagonal is, I will say, open for me. And then b5 will be hang. Let's take with a queen, because if we take bishop d4 he will take, but if he takes d4, rook d1 and he will lose the knight. So I'm up 2 pawns, and knight back also can move to also defend that central squares and bring the rooks on 7th rank. When you have rooks, you need to bring it over there. So really good. And knight g2 and a3 can be work, because this is completely isn't doing anything. a3 or f4, that's the problem. Because where can I bring this from? f4, I think a3. Okay, the plans are going to change. Because his knight is defending that squares, if I bring it there somehow, just after the trade, my pawns would be double. Let's attack on his bishop, and also a3, just my rook will defend that. a3, just if he goes back, a6. Okay, f6 could be great move, because he's gonna lose a pawn or not, I'm not sure. Let's see this. Let's trade the knights, and because f5 isn't that much protected from his rook, from his pawn, just we can try to push. I will try to bring my rook on c5. I can defend or not? I think not, because I even don't need that, you know. I will try to take this pawn, and because my pawn is doing great job, I will try to push this, and that's a passed pawn. I'm not sure why he sacrificed that pawn there, but anyway, probably because for time pressure. Ace d6 is trying to check and time out, but I also played fast. Okay, let's c5. Let's end this stream. I have to go. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to subscribe and not lose anything from my streams. Goodbye.